who sees. What you see before you is a product of a life of hardships that you see. Universe has said it, life would bring me pain. But I know without it, I would surely go insane. A Capricorn with a hard life is like a bike without a chain. A Capricorn with an easy life, how would that be explained? Good morning, Tarot and Astrology for All fans. This is David with Tarot and Astrology for All, bringing you the reading for Aquarius. So, I've been gaining a lot of different messages, all of these pertaining to Aquarius. And so 3-3, I don't know if that's an important number that you've been seeing, but threes have to do with creativity. So let's see what your reading has for today, Gemini. Aquarius, I should say. Maybe it has something to do with Gemini. Right now, with Mars retrograde in Gemini, there's a lot of people that are working on essentially building up the information that they need in order to share it once Mars actually goes retrograde. People are finding their confidence, actually, for a while, since I want to say maybe August, September, people have been trying to find their personal power. They've been trying to find what really makes them go. And of course, you know, I have to look at the astrology at this point because there's so much going on. So when you take a look at the planet Pholus is the planet of a lot of different things taking place, right? So Pholus was traveling through Gemini since hold on. Let me go ahead and take a look at, let's see, date 300. It's going from 11/25/2022. I'm gonna go ahead and set it for, let's see, August, September 9. Yeah, let's set it for August. So 08. Hold on, I forgot how I did it. So okay. Okay, let's see. Going back. I'm gonna have to redo the date, but it's all right, Aquarius. Let's see, so it's 11, so that's the month. So 08/01. Okay, now, instead of sun and moon, because I'm looking through the ephemeris right here, so trying to find some information for you. Let's see, we got Mars, and we got Pholus. Now, for some of you guys who don't know what Pholus is a planet that deals with how things take action or things take place, right? Pholus is the build-up to everything. So let me go ahead and move this to 300 and geocentric. So there's something about heliocentric and geocentric models that are interesting. So here we go. I have the astrology ephemeris up. So since August, we've had Mars in Taurus and Pholus in Capricorn. What does that seem to denote? Well, Capricorn is the sign of the builder. Anytime you're working on building anything up, that has to do with Capricorn. If you're looking for things like communication, you're going to be looking at Gemini. If you're looking for connections, community, and, you know, the greater society, you're looking at Aquarius. So obviously Aquarius, you would understand that. So for a good long while, since August, at least I want to say the beginning of let me see, June, July, I want to say probably about since the beginning of July, people have really been focusing a lot on values, focusing on the aspects of values, understanding what their standards are. Through those values, they find out what their boundaries are. So that's actually been the theme for a lot of the aggression that people may have been showing throughout this later half of the year. And let's see what it has for Aquarius, because I kind of feel like this plays into the role of the Aquarian energy. All right, so yeah, So Aquarius, you're looking for transformation. You're looking for growth. You're looking for something that's conducive to it, right? And that's what's at the center of your thought process. I don't think there's anything aggressive, right? I don't find any aggressive energy. I just feel that for some of you, especially for those of you who have a Mercury or maybe even some heavy placements in Capricorn, you guys, for those of you who have Mercury in or at around that area, let's say 0 Capricorn to about 6 Capricorn, you're going to be feeling this energy of having to move forward on something. You're going to have this, you would have had this energy of understanding what your values are and kind of really balancing that out in your mind. But the whole purpose is transformation. That's what's at the heart of it. Your mind, your soul, your body, it all needs transformation, Aquarius. And so that is what's happening. Now, I feel like there's a lot of the science that had stuff like transfiguration, making judgments. You know, there's been a lot of different stuff like that. And it's no surprise because Mars in the later part of August ended up going into Gemini. So Gemini is a sign of communication. Obviously, that's where you would notice aggressive communication. That's also where you would notice assertive communication, because Mars is a planet of assertiveness as well. Some people would have been taking action on something that maybe they would complain about, right? Mars is about griping and complaining. And if you're not motivated, it's about dragging feet. So let's see what else can come out here. Now, this transformation first has to take place in the mind or in the spirit. Usually in the spirit is where it begins first. Then it starts to cascade down to the mind. The idea here with transformation being at the center of it is important because if Pholus is a planet of buildup, that means that certain things have been building up in your mind, and the way that manifests itself will be different for everybody. So, for instance, for somebody that has Pholus transiting their Mercury, and let's say you have Mercury at like 2 Capricorn or 2 degrees Capricorn. When you say 2 degrees Capricorn, Capricorn is about building, the number 2 being about decisions, decisions that need to be made out of the necessary need for balance and that kind of thing. Now, if you have Mars in Taurus and then you have Pholus in Gemini, Mars in Taurus is taking stock of all those things that isn't conducive to a person's self-esteem, self-worth, and all of that. Also dealing with the values and standards and all of that all of that plays a part in what makes a person truly value themselves and truly love themselves. And then Pholus is just building that up. It's just building that up, building that up. It's like piling things up into a stack, a nice and neat stack, right? Because as you pay attention to Saturn is in Aquarius right now. That means that most likely, especially you, Aquarius, would be patient with whoever it is that's in your circles, and you're actually just observing. You're looking. You're taking stock. That's exactly what you should be doing right now, is taking stock. Mars in Gemini is gathering information, is speaking in a way that's not really manipulative, but it is going to gather information in one way or another. And then, of course, if you have your Mars in, or if you have Mars naturally placed in, let's say, Scorpio, you're going to be digging for the truth. Not really, like, actively digging because Mars is retrograde, but you're going to be like, well, you know, when you said this, I wonder what you meant by that. Right? That's the kind of thing that's the kind of energy that you're going to feel with the Mars in retrograde in Gemini. Everybody's looking for some type of information. They're understanding themselves while also understanding their exterior. And I feel that that's one of the things that you're doing at this point in time. Because in reality, and this is a special message for somebody, right? So these cards wanted to come out, right? You have the Luethus the Wild. I have to read the book for that one because I'm not really sure. You have Penelope Dreamweaver. So a lot of Aquarians are trying to follow their dreams. And it's not just you, Aquarius. It's a lot of different signs that are following their dreams and that have gotten this Penelope Dreamweaver card. Hey, welcome, whoever that is. Nice to see you there. All right, so this might pertain to you specifically. Have you been telling yourself that, like, you can't reach for your dreams? Not right now, but maybe, like, in the future? Well, anyways, Ibe the Retriever is one of those creatures that likes to go after their dreams, but sometimes people forget what their dreams are, right? This little circle right here, Ibe the Retriever, he's holding that dream close to his heart because he understands that that dream, whatever it was, whatever it is that you still hold close to your heart and that you speak about, it's time to move forward on that. Ibe the Retriever, he's like, you may have forgotten about your dream, but I haven't. And I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to hold it here. And then, of course, the green woman is all about natural energy. It's all about, it's about, like, going with the flow. I'll go ahead and read the book on that one, too. But if you have the element of dreams and getting dreams and visions or getting information from your dreams and visions, well, then Ibe the Retriever is like, hey, I got that dream in my heart. See? So let's go ahead. I'll keep those in mind. Luethus the Wild and the Green Woman. Let's go ahead and keep that, like, at the front of our minds, because that's gonna play a part. It's gonna play a part in unconditional giving and receiving somehow. Unconditional giving and receiving. Honestly, that's technically what this whole that's technically what this whole thing in Gemini is. I mean, in Gemini is this talking about what we need in order to self-care for ourselves. Now, for some signs, they've been getting the honesty card. So being honest with themselves is a form of self-care. Actually, is the greatest form of self-care that I can think of. And is the greatest form of self-care that I can think of that'll lead to growth and transformation. Oh, okay. So he, the fiery sword. I feel like, oh, welcome. I feel like this pertains to you. Has there been something that you've been wanting to swing your sword down on him? Just like chop through it. There's some type of truth that you're looking for. I feel like because the Mars is retrograde in Gemini right now, it's about gathering information. It's not time to swing that sword down yet. Usually when you talk about swords are about the thoughts, the mind, the thought patterns, right? Any biases that we have in our mind based on our perception. That's what swords in the reverse can actually speak about. Now, because you can't make a decision yet, you can't be like, this is what I need to tell you, right? You're swinging your sword. What ends up happening is there's instability. Whenever I see a 4 in reverse, that means that instability is taking place. Now, I feel like you know this, and I feel like you know that transformation is on the horizon. And that's why Ibe the Retriever is coming back, and he's like, hey, you've kind of forgotten about this. You've fallen off to the side about that. You know what? I haven't forgot. You know, whatever it was that you kind of just jettisoned off the side of the boat because you felt like you were drowning and you needed to let go. Ibe the Retriever, he took and he put in this little bag. So think about these fairies. Think about the energies. Think about how all of this pertains to being in your own power. A lot of the signs are being drawn to be in their own power. Actually, I would say all the signs, because of the general energies of the astrology right now. Unity. All right. So yeah, unity in the reverse. I feel like there's trouble for some of you guys having that connection to the universe. I feel like some of you guys have been having that connection or trouble with connecting to yourself, having unity with yourself. There's been, I feel, plenty of different things going on that have been drawing upon your patience, and a lot of things that have been drawing upon your will, right? Using your willpower to keep going. That's been basically what this is describing is a struggle. And I feel that you, Aquarius, either have gone through a struggle or are going through a struggle, or you're looking to see how you can move forward in a courageous fashion, even while the struggle is taking place and even while you're in the midst of a transformation. Because 8, the singer of courage, is right there. Singer of courage denotes the energy that's necessary from the universe, and actually it's a universal download that is going to give you the courage to move forward. Now, when you have this card at the bottom, it's also denoting that this transformation that you're going through, and this melding from, you know, source to physical and everything all into one direction, that's what your transformation is based upon. But it's because you're gonna need that courage for the future. As soon as Mars goes direct and it goes into Cancer, whatever it is that you've been thinking about, it's time to move forward on it. Usually that has to do with self-care. That has to do with possibly caring for others as well. But I feel like this is more of a self-care. This is more of a self-care and possibly building up other people through your own self-care. So yeah, see, because what you're looking for at the bottom of that, or below that aspect, is you're looking for balance. You're looking for a comfortable life, right? You're looking for a life where you don't really have to choose between one thing or another. And whatever it is that you're doing is you're setting up whatever needs to be done for the future. You're taking courage, and actually that has to take courage. Good men are strong men, because you can't have any weak virtuous men. You have to have strong virtuous men. So don't pay too much attention to, I mean, a lot of this change and a lot of this balance seeking and, you know, courage and all of that is going to result off of what people have been telling you, and then also what you assimilate into yourself. You know, the soul shrinker and all of the other troop that are in that area are there to help you gain more awareness about yourself, which is what the number 11 on the Singer of Transfiguration is. But it's also having to do with the change that's necessary for your own personal growth. And then, of course, it's going to have that beneficial effect around for everybody. All right, so let's go into the book. I want to go into the Green Woman, and then I also want to go into Luathis of the Wild. So the Green Woman, card number 34, right? And this is just something that I've also on the dressing on the unsalad, a lot of people, I feel, a lot of you Aquarians more specifically, I feel, have been told that, hey, you can't do this, oh, that's impossible, yada yada yada. Well, over the last couple days, and actually pay attention to the video that I did yesterday on Thanksgiving, the dressing of the unsalad, the nature of what's possible and not possible is actually right here in the undressing of a salad, or the dressing of the salad, which it takes real skill to undress a salad, right? To undo whatever it is that you've put into it. Also, if you really think about the idea of dressing the salad, well, dressing the salad has to take the same type of attention to detail. So pay attention to various different details. Also, the undressing of a salad is about achieving the impossible and becoming the impossible. So whether something is possible or not, that's actually not your business technically. It's the business of the universe. But becoming the impossible, well, I mean, that's easy enough, right? You just keep doing those things that other people would think are impossible. And of course, achieving the impossible, well, that's only a matter of striving for what you want. That's actually what is going to happen here at the beginning of the year, towards the end of the year for some of you guys. And I feel like it's going to be a month before you start swinging around your swords, because you're gathering data. All right, so 34. Ooh, excuse me. Oh wait, no, that's it's not card 34. Let's see, what card is that? I gotta go back into the deck. Let's see. Luathis the Wild or the Green Woman. Okay, Green Woman is 23, okay. And then Luathis the Wild, 23. And then Lewis this the wild 57. 23 and 57. 23 equals 5. 5 and 7 equals 12, which equals 3. All right, so then there seems to be an energy of 3. Creativity, communication, Gemini, yada yada. Okay, so number 23, we go to the Green Woman, which is about wildness, natural magic, expectant gratitude, and untrammeled creativity. So the energy of the Luteins of the Wild is actually pointing towards that 3 energy, the 12 energy of expansion and Jupiter. Whenever you need help, Aquarius, just go ahead and look at Jupiter, right? Jupiter, wherever you see Jupiter traveling, that is pretty much the end of Pisces. If you're looking at it from the east to the west, the planets are going in this fashion, right? So they're going from east to west, and well, actually, they're going from west to east, but the way that the astrology chart rotates from a geocentric point of view is actually going backwards from east, well, from west. Hold on. Planets are going that way. It's traveling this way. Yeah, it's traveling from an east to a west, but the planets are going from a west to an east fashion. So, so this creativity, the communication, it happens through that creativity. Actually, the creativity happens through the communication. And sometimes you might have the creativity to start conversation, which ends up in more creativity. Now, the Green Woman is the energy of fertility. It's the energy of happiness. It's the energy of playfulness. And of course, as you can see, it's also the energy of the nurturer as well. This little creature is being held. It's being, I guess you could say, nurtured, and it's being given that love energy. She has that like fine, like mischievous looking look on her face because she's fun. She is not restricted. Let's just put it that way. So her coming out in the reading, the Green Woman speaks to us of caring for our growing ground and of the physical satisfaction of being our natural selves and practicing our own innate magic. So I kind of had that feel at the beginning of the reading. This is a time for enhancing the growth of our talents and abilities, a time of blossoming that will bear fruit. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for results at this point in time now. That's what everything has been moving towards. From Mars in Taurus, figuring out your true values, your standards, your principles, your boundaries, all of that. And then moving forward on those boundaries by communicating that and making sure that people understand that. While at the same time as that's going on, your expression or the way that you're doing it is in a way that you're trying to figure out what the truth is. And at the same time, you're trying to like express yourself within your relationships. Express yourself in the relationship, trying to figure out what the truth is because you figure something out. Something was triggering you, right? Chiron and Mars. And depending on where that's sitting in your chart, that would have developed in some type of way, like people were actively lying to you, to your face. People were keeping you from making decisions. If it's in the second house for you. Third house, people weren't listening to you, etc., etc. So based on where Chiron is, those would have been your triggers. Then as that was being triggered, that's what actually helped you to find out what your values and all of that were. So that's why this sword is here. It's getting ready to chop some shit down. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if I seen the Ten of Swords here. I wouldn't be surprised if I seen the Five of Wands in here. Once I start to draw from the Rider Tarot weight. It may also be time for growing maturity and self-confidence. Experience trusting yourself and trusting the process of growth. That was actually the message for Cancer too, is trusting the process. And for Gemini as well. So that might pertain. Watch the Gemini video, watch the Cancer video. Both of those videos might actually help you, Aquarius. So she also reminds us of the material reward ahead, the harvest of the seeds we have planted and nurtured, i.e., everything that we've thought about as far as our values, and then everything that we've communicated since then. She counsels boldness and perseverance in the face of adversity, right? So she's asking for strength at this point, and that, Aquarius, is why you're going to need balance and you're going to need courage. Or at least that's what I'm thinking you're feeling right now too, for some of you guys. Yet she also reminds us that sometimes the only action we can take is to wait patiently and keep growing. So Mars in Gemini right now in retrograde is basically telling you, think about what it is that you want to move forward on. But at the same time, don't move forward on it yet until Mars begins to go back in direct fashion. All right. And that's what allows us to keep patiently growing, and which allows a steady amount of growth. Now, this whole reading has been about growth for the purpose of transformation, of course, but it's growth that centers on first becoming one with ourselves, becoming one with our physical self and aligning the physical self. For you, it's aligning the physical self while you align your emotional self. And then as you align your mental body, then you align your spirit. And I feel like it's not going to be like from, body to emotions to mind to spirit. I feel like it's going to be body to mind to emotion to spirit. So some of you guys may have felt that energy. Let's see. 57, Luithis of the Wild is one of the helpful troop like Gloom and Doom. It's also one of the helpful troop like the Soul Shrinker. So there seems to be something about people wanting to move forward on something very, very quickly, but right now it's not the time. So for some of you Aquarians, I feel like there's a necessary need for you not to be so hasty in what it is that you're looking for to manifest. The idea behind Luithis of the Wild is that there needs to be balance. There needs to be balance, because the fire of Luithis can be destructive as well as creative. So we're dealing with a very, very powerful creative energy. Rage, fury, and anger are all part of the fire elements. So fire burns as well as energizes. Think of the gentle warmth of a full and sleeping kitten, its inner fire converting milk to bone and muscle, and to extravagant friskiness, or the flame of the candle, lighting the wanderer's way home, or the anger of a hurt soul, right? We've all felt that in some type of way. Lashing out at others, or the inferno of a forest fire, wild and overpowering. Creation and destruction are inextricably linked. The fire that burns creates ash, which in turn acts as fertilizer for new growth, right? The Phoenix, I wouldn't be surprised if that card came out, either at the bottom of the deck or inside of your reading. Which in turn acts as fertilizer for new growth. And the slopes of volcanoes are highly fertile, which is why people take the risk of living and farming on them. Think of the phoenix. Think of the phoenix who lays her eggs and then bursts into flame to incubate it. Birth, death, and rebirth are the cycle of fire. So this card says that wild creative energies are being brought to whatever position it represents in the card layout. So this had to do with energies of creativity from the Green Woman. It also had to do with the energies of Ibe the Retriever, your passions, your dreams, your whatever intuitive messages you've been getting. And what was it? And then I believe the Soul Shrinker, right? So with the Soul Shrinker, it had to do with cruelty, malice, gossip, and destruction, right? It's self-destructing, or even the destructive energies of other people. And of course, a blessing, because it's a blessing when we can hear things from other people. We understand where they're coming from. There's no uncertainty in that, and it actually brings balance. So that's what this is being called for. So it tells us, basically it tells us that fire is not just something that's destructive, but it's also something that's creative and building. And this card says that the wild creative energies are being brought to whatever position is necessary. It often fires up the things that surround it. So If you're talking about all those other cards, it's talking about your dreams, your aspirations, and the natural creative energies, um, especially the energies of the green woman. So it tells us that it's important to think and act creatively, and it says that the energy to do so is available. New approaches are called for here. Old ideas and old behaviors will not do it. Sometimes it may be useful to draw another card or to do an additional layout to get some suggestions about what those ideas might be. That's what this is right here. It's the ideas are centered around building courage. The ideas are centered around balance, bringing balance to yourself, and possibly bringing balance to other people in your vicinity, because that's a natural occurrence. And then cutting out the energy that's no longer necessary, no longer conducive, or no longer um, like fostering the energies of growth and care. That's what's going to actually help you bring yourself back into a cohesive whole. And that's why we have unity right here, the one energies. All right, so the singer of Transfiguration, I'll just go ahead and read the energies real quick. So it's about transformation, transcendence, and metamorphosis. The singer of Transfiguration tells us that we have been through the gate and that we have passed through the initiation process, and we have reached a new way of being, reflecting deep transformation within ourselves. Things will never again be the same, and they will never be what they were. Things will never be the same because because you're going through change, and it's actually a good thing. The singer's joyful, passionate, bright blaze, so we're talking about fire, passion, of color heralds a time of fulfillment and accomplishment. As with the other singers, the power of joy of this one radiates especially strong to the things and beings symbolized by the cards around it. So, the Unity card and the He of the Fiery Sword. Like, let me see, like the Reborn, renewed phoenix, this singer is aflame with vibrant, expanded life. There really isn't much I can say about this. Not even the fairies seem to have anything to add. They are just sitting around her, or around here, smiling blissfully. Even old G Doom, or Gluminous Doom, ha, and humming an ethereal and beautiful melody. The cat in my lap, Sylvie, is purring so loudly it sounds like she is singing, as indeed she is. So are we all. So, jackpot, this card is signifying the joy of success after a time of struggle. I mentioned a time of struggle, so, I mean, you can't make this stuff up. A new way of life has been accepted and is being implemented or integrated. A sense of inner peace is growing. The struggle has all been worth it. This is a time of consolidation and joy, and it is both a reward for past achievements and a time of preparation for the next climb up the path. I mean, I should start drawing Rider Tarot Waite at this point, because the singer, or He of the Fiery Sword, is actually one of those singers. He of the Fiery Sword is the active principle, spiritual will, justice, and protection. So right now, you guys are definitely protecting yourselves. Build up those walls. Well, don't build up walls that are negative. Build up walls that are proper boundaries, right? Where people can still make contact with you. People can still make eye contact with you. People can still do communication with you. But they can't enter your physical space unless they struggle, right? But people don't want to struggle, so they're probably not going to make the effort anyways. So when the song comes into any of the manifest worlds, this world or fairy or another, it first encounters two principles, sometimes called yin and yang, or masculine and feminine, or great god and great goddess. He of the Fiery Sword is a primary manifestation of the yang principle: action, will, movement, force, and fire. So, I mean, yeah, at this point, I could just draw Rider Tarot Waite, and it would totally fall in line with this. And then even the animal spirit cards that I draw will reflect that active principle. This is about manifestation, or a manifestation that is going to occur as soon as Mars moves forward. Because when we talk about Mars, Mars is the active fire principle too. It's the energy of fire. It's the energy of action. It's the energy of forward movement. And a lot of this has been based on you reflecting. So I wouldn't be surprised if the swan came out, phoenix, maybe even the raccoon, maybe even the tiger. You know, these are some that come to mind. I don't think the phoenix will come out though. I feel like the phoenix, what the phoenix is, phoenix energy is explaining is transfiguration and growth. So all of the great gods and protectors are aspects of this power. And he of the fiery sword is the aspect of all magical and mundane swords. And written upon the blade are the words, "Draw me not without cause, nor return me without honor." Damn. A member of the oracle group notes, his fiery sword illuminates truth and dispels not truth. We're all headed for the truth, man. We're all headed to finding out the truth. And that's the only way that we can be at peace with ourselves and be in alignment. All right. So unity, of course, if I go back to card number 1, everything was below, it was in the singer's energy and the initial principle of that. So unity, union, mystical experience, spiritual home. Some of you guys are returning to your own, or to your spiritual self. A lot of you guys are returning to your unity, which is good. Unity comes first and last. And between, we have the illusion of duality, which we all believe in for a very long time. This apparent duality is ultimately shown to be an illusion, though. But it is an illusion through which we must pass, through which we learn and grow, and then once again return to unity. That's actually pretty interesting if you think about it. When you okay, let's see. So, you know, one question that comes to mind is, when was the last time you asked or prayed for courage or insight or healing or guidance? You will understand much more about each of the singers if you think of the times that they may have been actively present in your life and what happened then. When you have prayed for courage, how did you feel afterwards? Right? That was a necessary message for some of you Aquarians out there, and maybe even some of you cross watchers too. So, if we're dealing with the active principle, we're dealing with the principle of unity, bringing ourselves into alignment, talking about our values, talking about what it is that we need to take action on, taking a look at what we need for transformation, asking for that courage. I mean, that's what you're headed for. I mean, if I had to sum up this, I could technically end this reading right here, which I'm not, obviously, but you would get all of the message that you would need based on right here. Now, of course, I'm not a reader like that. I'm going to go ahead and draw some more, because at this point, I really don't need to read anything more on this. Like, I mean, I could, but that would just be more of an information overload. And I think it's time to draw upon these other cards already. I think I've been talking way too much on this. We got a lot of information just based on the Fairies Oracle. So let's see what we get for the Rider Tarot Waite. I'll go ahead and smash through this, but like in a way that you guys won't be bored and in a way that ties in. Hey, welcome to whoever that is. We're going to go to the Rider Tarot Waite. So far, this reading has been about transfiguration, transformation, fires of the phoenix, and things like that. Holding back your word and preventing from cutting people off, because there's a necessary sense for you to reach unity and for you to be in alignment before that happens. There's a parsing or a shifting through your connections. I feel that's a necessary thing that's happening right now. You're being patient with that, obviously, but that all has to do with your communication and how you move forward with that communication with Mars and Gemini in the retrograde. All right, so I gotta hurry this up. I've been talking a lot. My significant other is ready to eat and drink some champurrado. So let's go and see what we have for you, Aquarius. All right, yeah, you're getting ready for new beginnings, obviously. That's what this whole transfiguration is about. You're filled with that spiritual energy. You know intuitively what it is that you need to do. And see, one thing that comes to mind is that sun that's shining upon his head right there. You know, he's enjoying it. So for some of you guys, go out into nature. You know, maybe go out into the sun, enjoy it, go out to the mountains, You know, go out to maybe where there's an area where there's cliffs. This will help you to gain that energy that you need in order to bring yourself into alignment and unity. I would even say, because this guy is kind of like in a little pose, I would say get out there, do some yoga. Do some yoga, get some active movement going in your body, in your mind, in your spirit, and in your energy. Because um with Mars in your let me see, second, third, fourth, fifth, there's a necessity to have fun. Have fun. Don't worry about what it is that you're trying to like win at, you know, like don't worry if somebody's trying to win over you or not. Karma will take care of them. Just move forward on this principle, because your feelings are letting me know you're not happy. There's some type of personal unhappiness. That's what all of this reflection and personal values and all of that is predicated on. Oh, this has to do with a connection for some of you guys. Libra type energy, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Any of you with Libra placements, planets in your Libra, you're gonna be feeling that. Anybody that has a IC close to Libra is gonna be feeling that as well. You guys are gonna be feeling personally unhappy, so that's why you need to make forward movement, and you guys are building towards trying to be successful in some type of way. And of course, if people are not conducive to that, well, they feel like your enemy, right? Yeah. So some people are not going to get any messages yet. Of course, I feel like some people are dropping the ball, literally. And there's a necessary need for you to spend time by yourself, spend time out in nature, and realign yourself. It's based off of memories, right? A lot of people are contemplating old memories. A lot of people are trying to take action on various different they're trying to take action on various different things that they've thought about. But at the same time, this is all about doing the work, right? Doing the work, and at the same time, getting rid of fears. Jesus. I just I blew through all of those as I knew I would. All right, so that seems to be a pretty conducive message. Nines, zeros, personal happiness, using the energy from source. I seen 100 and then 1111 when I was doing this, so it seems to denote that trust your intuition, move forward on the things that you feel you can move forward on, because source will help you out with that energy. All right, let's go. We're moving on to the right to the animal spirits. See, there's something that you guys needed to know about the first portion of the reading, and it has a lot to do with like the astrology and communication and all of that. So I feel like this is more of an astrological reading for you guys, not really so much of a tarot reading. The numerology will probably reflect something as well, but let's see. Yes, so bringing down your aggression and things like that, really learning to calm yourself down, being patient. Right now with Saturn in Aquarius, and for a little while now, you guys have been patient. You guys have been growing your patience. You guys have been learning how to be calm and collected. The Cobra energy in the reverse, it lets me know that. Oh, look at that. The tiger wanted to fall out. Oh, and what else? The tiger came out with something else. Oyster. All right, so there's a necessary need to go out at night, maybe. I would say go out in the day, feel what that is. Go out in the night, feel what that is. Then balance to see which one you feel most comfortable in, and then go out in nature at that time. That's basically what this is telling me. And also, trust your intuition. Pay attention to the patterns and the cycles of your life. And also, begin to let go of the things that no longer suit you. Let go of those bad habits that no longer help you. Let go of those things that don't really help you to grow, right? That's what this time is for. It's a time of analysis. You've already reflected on your values. Some of you still are reflecting on your values to find out what makes you unique. And of course, If you look at your triggers, that'll help you become that much more of a better person and more of an aligned person. The Gazelle, yes, things are coming to an end. Things need to come to a graceful end. That is what it is. So analyzing everything that's going on, analyzing your emotions near the end will also help you to understand fully what your passions are. And then you can take the chance to grab at it to you know to bring it closer to you. And then not only that, but to analyze it and see what exactly needs to take place. Sea serpent at the bottom, that's pretty much denoting the cycles and things like that. Let's see what the book has to say. I'm just gonna go slightly. There seems to be a need for understanding what your direction is. That seems to be an overarching one, because at the same time, when you understand what your direction is, you actually have the ability to reach for it. It's an eagle type energy at that point. And then once you know how to reach for it, then the bear energy kicks in. You understand what you need to do, you understand what you need to know, and then you take forward movement on it. Let's see. Cobra energy and gazelle energy. So Cobra energy in the reverse is to me, I'm not really seeing anything having to do with knowing it all, or maybe egocentrism. I feel like some of you guys are in the process of taking a class to balance this energy out, and becoming a student life, being humble and wise. That's what you're headed towards. And of course, with the gazelle energy and the tiger energy of being in the lunar force and understanding the lunar and feminine type energies, you're going to be at a heightened sense of awareness. You're going to have a heightened sense of ability. It's going to make you vulnerable because it's going to make you more empathic. But doing yin yoga or doing yang yoga can be a good thing. Making your home cozy, or cooking good food, or eating good food, or being around people that like good food is going to bring those energies into balance. You're going to be very perceptive. You're obviously going to have creativity. So for all of you artists out there, it's going to give you that energy, or it's going to give you the material that you need to write. And then at the same time, as you move through all of this slowly, you're going to be a person who is known as a graceful person, an elegant person, and all of that. I feel like some of you Aquarians are reaching for that. So we go to the principle of the sea serpent. The sea serpent, I believe, is the first one. It's the root chakra. No, oh, that's a phoenix. Never mind. Let me see. Sea serpent is the second one, so it has to deal with the with healing emotional wounds, expressing desires, and things like that. So the sea serpent represents the energy of expression. Whether it's emotions, creativity, sensuality, or desire, the sea serpent helps us to move and direct our energies into a healthy current. So aligning yourself, right? When the essence of this card is in balance, we express ourselves creatively and sexually without fear or shame. We know what we desire most. Our hearts are at ease and our relationships are meaningful and enduring. We loosen the grip of self-judgment and we let the cool waters of forgiveness in to heal our wounds. When the energy of the sea serpent is not yet activated, our emotions and creativity are left in the muddy waters. The current of expression stagnates in some areas of our lives, and in other places it floods. It's important to remember that no matter what the waters of our emotional lives look like, the sea serpent loves us just the same. Like a mother, she wraps herself around us in a gesture of protection, and she, like the green woman, and she supports us as we learn to express our true natures. So, being the second chakra, the subtle energy of the sea serpent occupies the area of the Svadhisthana chakra, located deep within the pelvic bone, or bowl. This chakra is known as the center of creativity and desire and is associated with the water element. Svadhisthana translates as in her own abode, indicating this chakra is the home of the Divine Mother or Kundalini itself. Wow. That is a very interesting message. Obviously, you guys get the point here. It's about creativity. It's about honing your creativity. It's about understanding who you truly are to move forward. So let's go ahead and draw some. All right, pay attention to your pay attention to the details of what it means in order to bring unity to yourself. The self-care will come, but it comes off of the knowledge of understanding who you are and understanding what you're looking for. Don't head back to your south node energies. I feel like your intuition is going to lead you to understand what that is. Have patience, and eventually people are going to see you for the unique person you are. Now, 4 is the energy of he of the fiery sword. So it's going to be an active principle of you understanding what makes you unhappy and communicating that to understand what it is that you need to make forward movement on. Now, when you do make forward movement on that, to some people, it's going to seem like how the hell did he do that? But I mean, the energies of the energies of Jupiter in Pisces right now, and especially if you look out at night, you can see Jupiter is a bright dot. Ask Jupiter what you need in order to move forward and what you need to expand, and that will in turn lead you to the answers that you need in order to have courage to move forward on whatever it is that intuitive message is about. So with that, thank you, Aquarius. I feel like you guys have learned everything you need to know. Go ahead and let me know how that all turns out with you. Go ahead and mention it into the description and into the comments below. I really want to hear what you guys have to say. So with that, if you guys like this, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that share button if you feel it'll be useful for other people. And at the same time, if you feel like you need a reading, go ahead and look into the description below. I'll have the information there. And as always, hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, and hit the bell notification. I will see you guys on the next video, which will be later on today. Probably going to be doing Pisces because that seems to be the natural course of events. So with that, you guys stay safe, stay free. This is David with Tarot and Astrology for All, and I will see you guys later.